everyone, it's Cameron with the Burnside team, Keller Williams Real Estate, here for another exciting video about real estate and all the questions answered that you have in your mind about selling a property. So today we're going to talk about something very exciting, the documentation that you're going to need to sell the house. Now you may not think this is very exciting until you get to the point of actually needing to do it. That's when we get the calls coming in saying, what do I need to have? What do we need to prepare? What should I save? What shouldn't I save? So in today's video, I'm going to quickly talk about what are the things that you would need to have as far as your documentation goes, what you need to save, what you don't need to save when it comes to selling a property. So the first one I would classify as the pre-list. These are things that you can be gathering before you actually list the home. These could include things like documents that you've saved in the past about repairs that you've done. So those could be invoices, receipts talking about the types of repairs. They could be warranties that you have on either a roof or appliance warranties or anything else that the next buyer would still want to pay attention to. You're also going to want to have HOA documents if you do live in an HOA. Doesn't apply for everybody. Both HOAs, you're going to want to get copies of something called the CC&Rs. Those are the covenants, codes, and restrictions of the property, the rules for the association, meeting minutes, budget items. In fact, the easiest way to do it is to reach out to your HOA and say, I'm selling my property. I need all the documentation that you guys keep so that we can share this with the next buyer. Because a lot of times when you're doing that, it takes a few days, maybe in a few weeks to get that paperwork. So it's great to have before you actually need it. And then the other thing is that what a very common misconception is the deed to your property. A lot of people call it a title. Selling real estate is different than selling a car. If I'm going to sell you my car, I'm going to have a title right now. I'm going to sign it over to you, and I need a physical copy of that. With deeds on houses, those are electronically filed at the county. So you may in fact have received the original deed that was recorded back to you, and that's great, there's no problem. But if you don't have that, don't worry, because those are things that the title company can pull up online. So it's something that will need to get signed, but you don't need to have it physically. That's a common question I get. The second part is what we would call the listing side of things. So that's when you'd meet with me as the listing agent and say, all right, we're going to fill out a listing agreement. We're going to fill out something called disclosures. So that's where you're going to list everything out that you know has been a problem or issue of the house or the property in question. And you only have to list the things that you actually know of, you have knowledge of. If something happened to in your attic space and you don't know about it, and then that comes up on an inspection, you're not going to get in trouble. You just have to disclose what you do know. And then we're also going to do something that's called a title search. We're going to do a property report on your house at that point. It's something the title company will do. During that time, we're going to make sure that your house is free of any kind of encumbrances. Occasionally something comes up that you're not aware of. Something could be erroneously filed, like a mechanic's lien, or maybe there's a dispute and you didn't know something was filed. It can be tax liens that were filed. It can show that there were issues or problems with the property lines and the boundaries. So that's something that we want to do a check on before you list it, just to make sure that you know everything is good to go. And then after you're done with the sale of the house or the property, the condo, the land, whatever the case may be, you're going to want to keep all of your documentation that we provide as far as any offers that we've had you sign, any addenda, any other closing documents and paperwork. And then at the very, very end, you have something called a settlement statement you're going to sign as well. So when you meet with the title company, you sign that, shows you all of your numbers, how much you're going to get for the sale, how much you have to pay off in order to get things taken care of and finalized. And that's a statement that you're going to need for your taxes. Every year I'll get calls from people, and very understandably so, and they'll say, hey, my CPA or my accountant is asking for copies of my settlement statement. And so we can provide those to you. That's not a problem. We can get you in contact with the title company. They can provide you. That's not a problem as well. But if you're keeping all your documentation in one place, that's something that will be asked for during tax season. So again, very quick overview of what's needed. Lots of questions that do come up, but those are some of the most common ones. So when you are getting ready to sell or thinking about it, call me. I can walk you through this list again, answer any additional questions. When you're selling a piece of real estate, it's confusing. You're dealing with literally hundreds of points, questions, initials, dates, signatures. There's a lot of paperwork involved, but that's why you'd hire me to help you make sure all of that's taken care of. It's in store, it's in order, and I can answer all your questions about what you do and don't need to do. Hope you're having an awesome day and look forward to talking to you and your friends and family and anybody else you want to refer very soon. Take care.